Neil, those caucuses look pretty good for Mitt Romney as well, don't they?
They do. The one sort of cautionary thing to say is that the 2008 ones, which he won by a large margin, he got 50% of the vote here, happened at a weird moment. They were also on the same day as the South Carolina primary, and they were a very new thing in terms of being where they were in the cycle, something that Harry Reid, the Democratic senator from Nevada here, had created the early caucus and put it where it was. So it was a bit of a trial run. The Ron Paul people are organizing strongly. They actually contend that they could conceivably win here. I think that's a real stretch. The only way that that could really happen, and it's now not looking too likely, is if Gingrich were to have come out of Florida with the head of steam and stirred some excitement here to sort of deprive some votes from the Romney side, but that's clearly not going to be the case.
Yeah.
I think it could be that turnout is kind of low just because the excitement may ebb out of this race a little bit.
Yeah, caucuses are very different animals than primaries, right? It really, a lot depends on organization, the ability. You have to have highly motivated supporters who are willing to get out to the caucus places and actually participate in a fairly complicated process. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fun. Las Vegas is one of these places you show up, and I think a lot of people are trained to say, so what do you do? What brought you here? So since I've been here, earlier today, I've been asked that question by about 6 people, and all of them I said, oh, I'm here for the caucuses, and they're like, what? You're here for the, oh, and then I kind of have to explain to them, it's Las Vegas is a city of many distractions, but I don't get the feeling that people are like highly animated about this vote coming up on Saturday.
But we're focusing on Nevada in part because there's very little else in the next 3 weeks that's going to matter in this race, right?
Well, what we have the race on Saturday, which is the Nevada caucus, which if you go back to 2008 was a really big race, as you'll remember, between Obama and Hillary Clinton in the end won it, and there was a lot of contention, but it was positioned at a time to be important. This time, maybe a little less so. Then on Tuesday, we have the Colorado caucus, which, Ron Paul has already been campaigning there pretty strongly. Santorum's going to make a spin through there. Romney's going to go by. I'm actually going up there on Saturday. But that said, we have entered a lull period. I mean, there are a few other Minnesotas holding a caucus and so on, but the next real important races outside of what happens here on Saturday will be the same day Michigan and Arizona at the very end of the month on the 28th of February will hold twin primaries. The last big thing before Super Tuesday, and that will come 6 days after the next debate, which I think you were mentioning, which is maybe going to be kind of Gingrich's last stand in a way because, he depends on those debates and he doesn't have one now. This is the longest stretch since September where there will be no debate. So it's a big desert for Newt Gingrich.
Just one last question, Neil. You talked about the 2008 Obama-Clinton rivalry in Nevada, and of course part of what was going on there was the effort to harness the organizational power of unions, which are very strong in Las Vegas, where you are right now. Who provides that organizational power for the Republican Party in Nevada? Are you seeing any, there's a sizable Mormon community in Nevada, for instance. Is that helping Romney? Have you seen any of that kind of group organization?
It's a fascinating thing, actually, and I've been thinking about writing about it. I mean, Harry Reid has built up a real machine here, and this may be one of the most powerful Democratic parties in the country in terms of its state organization. On the other side, the Republican Party is basically non-existent. It's so broke, it doesn't even have a communication director. It's now gone through its 3rd executive director or party chairman in a year. So it has almost no Hispanic outreach, et cetera. So the campaigns are very much on their own. That said, Romney does have a pretty good ground game campaign here, and so does Ron Paul. Neither of those are relying on, any organic Republican operation here. But it could be a little bit different when, the thing moves into a general election setting. I'm sure Romney would be appreciative if there was a better organized Republican Party here to help him out. Yeah. And the Democrats are already working pretty hard here for Obama.